This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Vinny's Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, IMCO, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Welcome to Paradise, Louisiana. Welcome to another version of Paradise, Louisiana. You know, we always try to include our audience and what's been going on in our families and what's happening in Louisiana, especially in the outdoors, duck seasons, deer seasons, whatever's happening. Well, we try to showcase our sponsors. Throughout the years, we've had some great sponsors. We've gone on trips together and went everywhere. So this week, we're doubling up. For the next 2 weeks, when you're watching Paradise, Louisiana, it's going to be the story of Peyton Murphy. Poor thing, I called him Peyton. I called him the other Peyton, the football player, a couple times, but what an exciting weekend we had, showcasing Peyton and his friends, tracking dogs, deer kills, hog kills, everything that you can imagine. Food, with the help with our number one producer, Chris Lecoq, and his son, Dean. We pulled it off, and thank you. The only trouble, one of our partners was supposed to meet us Saturday, and we got sad news. So when we share everything with you, I'm going to share this with you this week. Try to make it quick. Our head of our boy, Jason Lemoyne, he was coming up Friday night. He decided he had something with the family. So he did. He said, look, I'll be there early Saturday morning. Saturday morning, we were getting ready to go out, and people were going to the deer stands. I got a call from Jason. Tragedy. The patriarch of the Lemoyne family passed away during the night. So all our prayers are out with Jason and his family. I'm taping on Monday. The funeral will be tomorrow. I'll be there. Mata Della Rosa and Procheville. So I asked Jason to send me a few photos of his dad because I thought he was the patriarch, and I've been on a few of those trips myself. So while we're talking, and a couple of times during the show, we're going to be showing pictures. It's going to be of Mr. Paul Lemoyne, the patriarch of the Vols boys and the father of Jason Lemoyne. So when we come back, what you're going to be watching is the journey with Peyton Murphy. More than a lawyer, I promise you. You talk about an outdoorsman, lifetime outdoorsman, also talking about a conservationist. And I'm going to remind y'all one more time because it won't be long. They'll be here. He sponsored the Louisiana bass fishing team, LSU bass fishing team. So stay tuned for Paradise, Louisiana. Got a great show with a few sad moments.
Peyton Murphy.
I trust him.
Very respectful.
Very professional.
Reliable.
Very knowledgeable.
You can't ask for nothing better than that.
Choosing the right lawyer is an important decision. Visit murphylawfirm.com or call me, Attorney Peyton Murphy, 928-8800.
As members of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we've all got a job to do. And the more we work together, the more we save. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. Uh-huh. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
For the thirsty, for those who hang out in packs, for heroes, for sidekicks, for those who see the glass half empty, for those who see it half full, for those on the right, for those on the left, for those with nicknames, for those with curves, for people that cycle, for people that recycle, for BFFs, for frenemies, for those with style, for lovers, for families, for big families, for everyone.
Gary, this is the north side of the property we're going to. It's 1,200 acres, and we have it divided from the north side to the middle section, what we call the right-of-way, and then the south side. Every stand's about 100 acres apart. We try to separate it. I try to put most stands that we have. We have a bow stand and a gun stand at every location where all the feeders are, so you can hunt almost any given wind. So if I set them up east to west, if I put the gun stand to the east and I put the bow stand to the west, I circle the winds and I can hunt almost any wind. And I kind of try to alternate them so we have choices where we can go from bow hunters to gun hunters. I'm an avid bow hunter. I recommend gun hunting during the rut oftentimes because the big bucks won't stay around like they normally do. But we really try to manage the property with the deer. We are DMAP, and the state comes out, the biologists come out, and they recommend we shoot a certain number of deer. And the reason we do that is a deer can only eat the brow. As tall as they are, that's all they can eat. So they do something called a brow survey and tell us the number of deer they recommend we shoot. You don't have to every year shoot that number, but it creates a healthy animal at that point. They have enough to eat, and they're going to maintain certain weights, and they're going to have enough food source. And the biggest thing you need to do is make sure the food source is there. We also summer plant about 15 acres, and in the winter we also plant those 15 acres over for wheat and beans, but we do it through the year, so it's a process. You can see all the fields will be planted as we drive by some of them, and we have certain stands that are in the woods, certain stands are on fields. So it's a very diverse area I'm hunting, and you'll see there's a bunch of oak trees and hardwoods, and there'll be sections of pines. The timber's managed here, and so, but it's a very healthy way to do it, where you just don't come in, it's just not a piney area. And that's what's so beautiful about this. It has ravines. You can see, if you go walk through the woods, it's just absolutely beautiful. So this is stand one. Our first three stands are back here. And then we have some stands right behind the camp, and that's this first section I talk about. And depending on wind, we're really big wind hunters. And what I mean by that is we will not hunt an area unless the wind is right. You want to mess your hunting up? Real simple. Don't shower, don't wash your clothes, and go in that area and spook those deer. Give them peace. And we have sanctuary sections. Like to the left of us over here, there's probably 150 acres back on the left that we don't hunt at all. It's a sanctuary for the deer, that we don't bother them. if you'll come, and I'm going to show you this. This is what's stand 2, and I believe this is one of the most beautiful hunts on the property. And I'll drive you by the gun stand and the bow stand to see how it is. This is probably one of our only true south wind stands. But I love this field. It's absolute. It's wonderful, and we've been planting this. The stands have been here for years. You'll notice with the ground blinds that when I show you the ground blinds, they've been here for years, and they're 6 foot round, 6 foot tie, 6'5" capsules with 3 windows. We don't brush them in anymore. We leave them like they are. We just want to make it a great environment for deer to walk around. Now, you want me to tell you how you mess your place up? Put a lot of pressure on your deer. You can turn them nocturnal very fast. So that's one of our gun stands there, and we have those are located. And I love this field here. It's full of deer. You can see how much they eat it down. It can't even grow up. They come in here and eat so much of it. We have I create a book, Gary, and I want y'all to show your audience on the book that I have cameras everywhere, and I take the pictures from the cameras and create a book. Do not shoot these deer. What we're trying to do is harvest mature bucks. I'd rather them be 5+ years old. We've been very fortunate, and you're going to see on the cover of Louisiana Sportsman, I believe it's in November of this year, buddy of mine with a crossbow shot a really, really beautiful 8-point that scored 138 and 2 1/4. He was just beautiful deer, and so we try to really manage the property with the number of does we're able to kill, and that's what the DMAP is beneficial of. You try to get your doe numbers down so the deer are healthy. It's better for your bucks, and we just try to make sure we're giving them a really good place that they have great food source and they're able to grow. The old saying, let them go and they'll grow. I live by it. I've seen it over the years, and the same deer that we feed year round with planting will stay around here and be here next year. This is one of our other beautiful little spots. This is number 3, and this is planted. These fields are planted on the north side. This is probably the most fields we have planted close together. This gun stand's here, and it's facing east, and the bow stand's facing west. So it really creates an environment that I can hunt almost any wind I want, from a northwest wind to in the bow stand over here, anything northwest to southwest, and the gun stand anything from southeast to northeast. Or if I want to get in that stand on north or south wind, I can. So Gary, on the right here is about 150 acres that we don't go into, but on the left, we have the stands here, but there's another sanctuary area. So I try to create pockets all over the 1,200 acres. And we're DMAP'd with another gentleman that he has 1,800 acres. So it's a total of 3,000 acres of managed land. But we create areas that we never go into, that we want to just leave them alone. And so I have a lot of deer that we see during the daytime. Most of my deer are not nocturnal. My morning hunts are great and weather dependent. I don't enjoy hunting when it's hot because I don't want people, to me, October hunting can be difficult because of your scent, and if you start perspiring and stuff in the stand, one of a deer's defenses is his nose. And right here you're going to see here's a hog trap that we do our best to manage all the hogs. We've taken out about 22 to 25 of them this year. Some of them in the traps, some of them come around the feeders, but it's part of keeping the hogs will interfere with the deer hunting as much as they can, and they're a real nuisance for deer hunters. Some people have it a lot worse than I do around here. I just really stay on top of it. I'm going to show you something that this is a real good point for your people trying to trap hogs in a trap. don't ever throw a bag of corn in a hog trap. You will attract deer that will get in that hog trap. But if you ferment your corn, and what I'm going to tell you how to do it, go get you a trash can, dump you a 50-pound bag of corn in the trash can, and fill it up with water about 4 to 6 inches, about 4 inches above the corn, the water line. Put the top on it and let it sit for about 10 days to 14 days, and it's going to ferment, and it stinks. It's a horrible odor, but the hogs love that fermented corn, and the deer will not eat it. So when I hear about people catching a hog or catching a deer in a trap, I can almost guarantee you, most of the time, they more likely than not have just corn out of the bag. So ferment your corn and dump it in there, and you will attract all the hogs you want to attract with that fermented corn. But we stay on top of the hogs as much as we can, and it's just a constant battle with them though. Gary, what we did with this topographical map when we first started hunting here is I ordered it online, and what it does for me, it allows me, the camp's here, but it allows me, if I'm gonna hunt the wind, to know this is a north and south wind, this is a west and east wind, so it allows me, whatever stands I'm going to make sure I have the proper wind. Go where any weather app, and it'll tell you what the wind's blowing, and I can look at what stands are available are available for us to hunt. And over here on the wall, you'll see a few of the trophies that we've harvested over the years.
New Berkeley Fireline Ultra 8. It's rounder, smoother, and 4 times more abrasion resistant than original Fireline. Expect 10% longer casts and superb knot strength.
And you thought Fireline couldn't get any better.
Peyton Murphy. I trust him.
Very respectful.
Very professional.
Reliable.
Very knowledgeable.
You can't ask for nothing better than that.
Choosing the right lawyer is an important decision. Visit murphylawfirm.com or call me, Attorney Peyton Murphy, 928-8800.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
Welcome back to Visit with Peyton Murphy. We back at his north of St. Francisville. It is outlet in, and been here 15 years, and it's beautiful. We've been entertaining people all week. We're gonna go back and do something we ain't did in a while. We do product introduction. Product. We got a new product. He swears about it. Peyton swears about it. So tell me your name and something about your product.
My name's David Doby. Clay Smith. Our product is called Quantum Rack. And Clay and I have been working at this. We've been having it under development for several years, but this is the first year we actually did production. Very small. We do it in a little place called Mount Herman, Louisiana. He and I are the labor. We're everything. And we're starting small, but we've had really good results with our neighbors and what we've been doing on our property for the past 10 or so years. Really good results. We've seen a difference in the wildlife, difference in the deer, the health of the deer, the size of the deer.
You told me something last night about certain areas in Louisiana don't have the minerals in the ground. How'd y'all find that out? Being scientists or what? Or just trial and error?
Well, growing up in farm country, like both of us did, everyone knows our soil in kind of the Gulf South region is not great. It's very low, very acidic, very sandy. So the deer don't get the nutrients from the soil like they do in the Midwest or in better soil conditions. So when we started trying to figure out how to make his place better, we looked at planting the newest thing, doing this, doing that, and as years kind of went on, I told David, I said, let's try to concentrate what we're feeding and do something besides planting something. And the protein pellets have been on the market for a while now, but they're not always high in the mineral content. So we just took that, talked to a lot of wildlife biologists, and kind of formulated this over trial and error. And our product has a lot more of the mineral content that you're going to find anywhere else, which is what we think they need.
People watching this show, where can they find it?
We're Mount Hermon, Franklinton, Covington, Madisonville.
Website?
We do.
Yes, sir. We have it's quantum-rack.com, and then all our store locations are on there.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Enjoyed y'all last night. Been enjoying the food. You always going to enjoy. You come here, you're going to be entertained.
Sure were.
Peyton Murphy's a man. I'm going to tell you what. If people know him as a lawyer, they don't know about the outdoors. Hey, I'll be remiss, man. I got to have some kind of gravy out there.
Help yourself.
I want one to put.
Help yourself.
One of them in there in the bank of that Suburban.
Done.
All right. That's good. No, not just one.
Nah, you're going to get two.
Look at here. Getting two. God bless you. What did I tell you? I don't always get that. I don't always get that.
This is Don Dubuque asking you to join me as a member of the Coastal Conservation Association. For 30 years, CCA has worked in Louisiana to conserve our incredible fisheries, making sure that our fishing is great today and for generations to come. Whether looking out for redfish and specks, eliminating gill nets, building reefs across the coast, or work at the state capitol and in D.C., CCA is doing what's best for the fish and the sport we love so much. Your $30 membership will ensure that this work and our great fishing endures well into the future. Go to ccalouisiana.com and join CCA today.
As members of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we've all got a job to do. And the more we work together, the more we save. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. I hope y'all enjoyed this show that you just saw. I hope you realize that that's just part one on the Peyton Murphy story. I almost called him Peyton Manning again. I'm trying to get through this thing as fast as I can and make sure I can get everything in. I'm going to do a quick fishing report, and then that's it. We're saving everything else for the time. Now, to head this fishing report, I'm going to tell you right now, the news is not all good. The fishing report is good, but I told y'all last week when the cold weather hits, there's going to be fish kills. I got a couple reports from fish kills. My friend, Mr. Mouton, Henry Mouton from down in the Lafayette area, he got word from Point of Shane, and he had a few pictures that I couldn't quite get them clean enough, but they were there. But Bootsy Toops and the Commodales over there, they were sending me pictures from Grand Isle. Here's a whole bunch of pictures that came from Grand Isle, and you can see the fish kills already. I'm sure by next week, just this past weekend was all the cold weather, so I shall have somebody from Wildlife and Fisheries with a report. Also, I'm holding back. I'm going to try to get Jason Isaac here himself. They've been flying and giving duck reports. My duck report this past week was not good. I talked to people. The only one that was good and it ain't been good, Mike Ben sent a better report. He didn't put the pictures together, but he gave me a good report. All those people out in Delacroix and then and his area. They finally killed a few. But Ryan Lambert been catching fish and killing ducks. I didn't get any pictures. My brothers and them are not killing. They've been sending me pictures before this. They've been good. A few of them in the woods. But the other day I got reports 1 or 2. Louis D. John said he had 1 or 2. They seen a lot of ducks flying high. They in transition wherever they're going, but they wouldn't get to come in and close and get them. So that's it. Now, fishing report, number 1 fishing report come from Mike Brantley. Captain Mike Brantley, he took out Mark Sharp and his family. It's cold weather. You want to target them redfish. They're a little tougher than all these other fish that die, and they find them deep holes like I told y'all last week. They found them over the ICW, the deep cliffs, and using fresh shrimp, Carolina rig. No, I'm sorry, drop shot rig, and Henny oil. They had their limit before 10 o'clock. Just redfish. He had some other pictures, and I've been seeing them. Go to Facebook and see all these fishermen right now hammer them. Secondly, I'm getting a few reports, but I've been getting them off Facebook. I'm getting firsthand. They had a Saturday tournament that some of them did good. Next week we'll probably bring Mr. Salters over here, and he'll give us all the up-to-date. And also, Peyton promised me in the next few weeks we're going to have the LSU fishing team right here. And we're going to have them right here with Mark around, give him a date. Him and his team going to be here. So don't let me miss anything. Again, I need prayers. We need prayers for the Lemoyne family. I hope some of these, you see some of these pictures we shoot. Maybe Chris will run them at the end. I told him to send me 2 or 3, but you know, Jason, we've got a bunch of them. He got some with me in it. But one of the pictures I love, he got his daddy and he got a Paradise, Louisiana shirt on. So he definitely, not only he was a patriarch of the Boys, he's a patriarch of Paradise, Louisiana. God bless Louisiana. Mr. Powell, say a prayer for us. See y'all next week.
This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, Demco, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.